Hey, what's going on, guys? Just a small update on the journey out of apathy and all that entails. So yesterday I had a break of apathy and found something interesting in it, which is that a lot of the times when you're coming out of it, and I know I've said this before, it's like it's obviously hard to come out of it, right? It's obviously you hit these emotions that are very sensitive to you, and certain emotions that you don't have at that particular moment, and it seems a lot easier for you to stay in that apathy than to confront those emotions head on and have them. Like for instance, your friend invites you somewhere, but you just want to stay home, right? Because leaving that comforting space, it just feels so uncomfortable, right? And so all that is the emotions that you need to face. You need to have those emotions. You need to go through them, right? In order to get to the other side of them. How many times have you gone out when you felt like you want to stay home and then you end up having a great time, right? Because you pushed through all that junk, all that gunk that made you want to stay here in bed, right? So that's a huge piece. I had that last night, staying out, working with some of the students that we had last night. I can feel it. The energy was just kind of like, okay, it's getting late. Kind of want to go home. Students are getting tired, but got some great advice about staying out a little bit longer from one of the coaches that I work with. Really awesome dude. So push myself a little bit further in it. Stayed out a little bit longer, and realized as I decided to stay out a little bit longer, all those stories came up, right? All the stories that were like, like I'm really tired right now. I want to go home, and it triggers a little bit of anger in you. You're kind of like, fuck, let me get, everything becomes super amplified as a result of you deciding to stay out a little bit longer. You deciding to go out when you want to just be in bed, and that's exactly what you need to experience in order to get to the other side of the apathy. That's exactly what you need to make friends with in order to get to the other side of the apathy. The more you push yourself in that and put yourself in those more uncomfortable states, they start to dissolve over time, and they start to become less of a problem, right? They stop becoming this huge deal that you're just like, I don't want to be in this, I don't want to feel like this, I don't want to be in this moment. And you just write it out and it just goes away. And as a result, you went out and you had some fun. You start living a little bit more life as opposed to keeping yourself held in the house. Okay. So I had somebody ask me in a video. Let's see if I remember the question. Asked me to talk about how to use anger proactively. Um, in my experience in using anger proactively is using the energy that anger has in order to show up. And what showing up is basically pushing through, right? So you have this anger, and then you have this tendency to go inward. You want to go inward with anger because you feel like you don't want to express it, or you don't want to lash out, or maybe you can't control the anger, or maybe the anger is too much for you to deal with, and that scares you. It makes you want to go back inside and be small, right? And go back inside and be apathetic or numb out or zone out because you don't have a good relationship with anger, right? Maybe to you, anger is it's frowned upon, it's looked down upon. You got all these stigmas around anger. Truthfully, anger is energy that you can manage, and the way to manage that proactively is to use it for its energy, right? Use it for its energy that it's got, and not be reactive to it. Because being reactive to it is lashing out at somebody that made you upset, or but using it proactively could also be like, okay, somebody made you upset. Can you confront them now, right? In a proactive way by not flying off at the handle, but being like, hey, I need to talk to you because something that you said didn't sit right with me. I want to have a conversation with you about it, as opposed to being like, hey, you know, F you, and really just kind of letting the anger consume you. And that's the best way I can describe being proactive with it. I mean, you can do that in areas of your life, right? You have a job that you're at, and you're like, I'm getting angry at the job. I'm tired of doing it. And so instead of lashing out and just walking in there quitting and having this rage or going postal and shooting up the place, which is like far extreme. You basically grab your nuts and you go in there and you just kind of like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Right? You sit down, you have to talk with your boss about it, and you decide you want to quit, and you want to quit. You don't have to lash out about it. You just make the choice, but use that anger proactively. Right? There's so many other ways you can use anger proactively. You can literally use it to change your life, and I'm finding all that out right now because I didn't have a really good relationship with anger, and still to this day I don't have a very great relationship with it. Like there's a lot of times where I'm just like, whew, I might be fuming with anger, but I'm judging myself having the anger, and I'm like, I don't want to be seen having anger. I don't want people to see me to have this anger. This anger does not feel good to be exposed or seen having it. And so as a result, like we always talk about, back into apathy, back into hiding that emotion. The more you get more proactive with it, the more you start to see change in your life because you start to use that energy in a positive way. And like I said, it's an energy, right? And so you should utilize it to get where you're trying to get to in life. And whether that's confronting people, making peace with people, but use it constructively. All right. But I got more, but not for this video. I got to head out right now. I got a little bit of work to do with some of the guys, and but I will update this video, and I will talk to you guys then. Somebody else asked me a question. I gotta answer that question as well. So I'll probably answer it in the next video. I'll forget the question at the moment. But anyways, I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.